Hello explorers, this video took a long time. First, because I'm quite lazy, and second, my lasagna with Mexican twist has a lot of components to merge and edit. Yes, this is not the conventional Italian lasagna. I tried experimenting with it a little to give different texture to it. Now let's first begin with our 1 cup overnight soaked or at least 6 hours soaked rajma. It would be good if you have Sharmili rajma. If not, normal rajma is also fine. Put it to cook in a pressure cooker and meanwhile we can prepare our dough for lasagna sheets. The best thing about our lasagna is that we are cooking it in a pan. Yes, you heard it right, not in microwave or oven. So we would need round sheets of estimated same shape as our pan. Also keep in mind that water must be added slowly in parts and not all together, and that our dough should neither be too soft to dry or too hard to eat. While the dough rests, we can put our soaked rice to cook as well. There are lots of elements and we will try to parallelize it as much as we can. Now that the required elements have been put on the stove to be cooked, we should start working on the sauces, starting with the marinara sauce, which is the easiest one amongst all. Add ketchup according to how it suits you. I wanted it to balance the spicy tangy taste of pizza sauce. I also added mayonnaise to our sauce to balance the texture and to add a little creaminess. Now we don't want to use this sauce for our sandwiches, so we'll dilute the sauces to a dripping consistency so that it can be applied to our lasagna sheets perfectly. If you don't have pizza sauce, it's alright. You can cook the tomatoes and add garlic and herbs to it to prepare the marinara sauce. Now moving to the harissa sauce for our Mexican base. Try to use bright red chilies and taste the chilies prior so that your tongue doesn't go burning like mine did. After boiling, remove the stems from the chili, and if it is too spicy, I personally advise to remove the seeds as well. Brighter your chilies are, more red would be the color of our product. Mine are a little dull as you can see. Add coriander according to your choice. More you put, subtle would be the taste of our sauce and less red would it be. My sauce in fact turned out to be too spicy to taste. So keep adding water to your mixture as per the requirement of your food processor. We need to ensure that we get a dripping consistency like our previous sauce. I actually remember running around for water when I tasted the sauce first, so add a little ketchup if you want. Now we would move to our all-time favorite white sauce. You can also add garlic, but since we added it in almost every element, I will keep it away. Keep stirring maida to avoid it getting burnt, and when you add milk, add it as slowly as possible and keep stirring the mixture. Otherwise there will be lumps in the sauce and you won't like the grainy texture. Use help from someone to keep mixing it fast as you add milk. Adding sugar and salt is also equally necessary to add some taste to the creaminess of the sauce in order to balance it. Otherwise it's just maida and milk. Mixed herbs or paprika or red chili flakes or oregano will help alleviate the overall taste of the sauce. So you can add whatever you want according to your feasibility and taste. Now all the sauces are ready and we can move to the next element of preparing the lasagna sheets. Divide the dough into 4 parts as shown for 4 circular sheets. Now dust your platform with lots of maida to avoid the sheet from getting torn while rolling it. Remember to keep the size of the sheets almost equal to that of the pan. At the same time, the sheet shouldn't be too thick and just as thin so that it is translucent. Try to roll off the thick parts and keep in mind to maintain the uniformity of the thickness of our lasagna sheet. You can see the platform visible under the lasagna sheets. This means that our sheets are translucent and that it is of the perfect thickness. Now we need to air dry both the sides of our lasagna sheets. We can do it on an oven rack as well. The next part is sauteing our vegetables for the filling of 2 of our lasagna sheets. Remember that there are 3 layers in our lasagna, 2 of which are vegetables with Italian seasoning and 1 of which is our Mexican twist. This entire element is seasoning heavy, too much garlic, red chili flakes, oregano. So if anyone in your family has some issue with it, you can reduce it according to the requirement. Now this is the part where you can do absolutely what you want. Remove vegetables which you don't like or add in some vegetable of your choice, maybe red or yellow bell pepper, which I wanted to add but couldn't find in stores. So it is entirely up to you, experiment with complete freedom. Usually you would find chopped boiled potato going into the lasagna because it enhances the taste as all the spices and flavors merge best with it. But it was only my personal preference to not use it. I would suggest you to add them if you aren't too conscious of carbs. Keep sauteing the veggies till they lose moisture and can be freely tossed. Adding greens is again a personal choice. I am going to use veggies in 2 of my layers in the lasagna. We now shift focus to our Mexican twist. Let's get the boiled rajma and cooked rice. I overcooked the rice a little so that it is soft and mushy. Now let's mash the rice and mix it with rajma. We should be able to see the whole rajma beans, and at the same time the rice should also stick together. This appears good to me to add all the spices. Mexican food is all about spiciness. Remember the super spicy and hot harissa sauce we prepared? So if you are too sensitive to chilies and spicy food, I would suggest you to reduce the proportion of the spices. Now let's mix all the spices well so that they are absorbed in each rice grain and rajma bean. Here comes the fun part you all have been waiting for. We will start assembling together the layers of our lasagna. Apply a good amount of marinara sauce or any sauce of your liking so that the bottommost lasagna sheet doesn't get burnt. The bottom of my lasagna got burnt a little, so I would suggest you to add more. Cover the sauce on the sides as well, which I didn't, and ensure that your lasagna sheets are of appropriate size. Honestly, I don't believe in any hard and fast rule of assembling a lasagna. My topmost and bottommost layers are Italian, so I would use veggies and marinara sauce. White sauce is going to be used in each of our layers because it's my personal favorite. When you apply sauces on a lasagna sheet, make sure to spread it till the edge. Use decent amount of vegetables as you want because this is where you enjoy. Add as much cheese as you want to. I added grated processed cheese and diced mozzarella cheese. But mozzarella cheese gets time to melt and it becomes super stretchy. So if you aren't a big fan of that, use only normal cheese. I added the Mexican mixture in the second layer, but you can build layers as you want. Mexican on top or bottom or all 3 layers filled with veggies or any permutation which appeals your taste buds. On the top, a lot of marinara and white sauce and little veggies with cheese. And tada! Our lasagna is good to go on the stove. At the end, I actually felt that I could have used a larger sized pan. Nevertheless, I covered it with a lid in between to cook it under 30 minutes. The lasagna turned out to be super good. Didn't have much expectations because I was cooking it for the first time, but it was simply awesome with so many flavors bursting in and the textures blending just finely into my mouth. So it was my good first attempt. I would surely improve upon it and I hope you keep experimenting. Hit the subscribe button, like and share this video with all your friends and family, and see you soon with next adventure.